What's going on, guys and gals? Stock Jock here, up $1,069 in the first hour trading. Uh, as you can see there, when I took the screenshot, it was 10:30, but I still had an open trade of CHKE. I did end up selling that, and I'm up just under $1,000 right now. It's about 2 o'clock p.m. I think I'm done trading for the day, but let's get into the trades and see what I did. So my first trade was on Neat. This is a Bitcoin play stock. Bitcoin had some kind of bad news last night that the SEC rejected an ETF that was going to be a Bitcoin ETF. So all Bitcoin stocks were down. I actually was thinking about shorting Riot overnight last night, but I decided against it. Uh, but one of the chat rooms that I subscribed to, they sold their they had a position in NETE and they sold right here at 939. And this is kind of another reason why I knew, or that I'm a member of these chat rooms, because it gives you the kind of the ear to what couple thousand other people are going to do. And if those couple thousand people are going to do something, then more than likely the market is going to do something as well. So they sold their NEAT position, NETE, which is a play on Bitcoin. And I'm thinking to myself, well, this one hasn't really tanked. And at the time, Riot had moved down quite a bit from this news. I don't know why that just happened. There we go. Let's move this back over here. So you can kind of see Riot was kind of down as well. I mean, it was a high here, dropped to here. It's actually gapping down. Just kind of an ugly move for all these sympathy plays to Bitcoin. Why does it keep doing that? It's annoying. Let me fix that real quick. So we're back over here. So anyway, I just was going short. Two reasons. I knew people were starting to dump their position, and the chat room that I was subscribing to, they were already out. But I just knew that it would probably create a ripple effect and send this lower, as people that aren't members of this chat room are like getting stopped out and whatnot. So I go short at 7.53, looking for the break of the 50-cent mark, that $0.50. We get that, and then it's just getting pushed down, pushed down, pushed down, pushed down, pushed down, and I end up covering right here as it's looking to kind of take back this Bollinger Band. And I just said, you know what, I don't want to get greedy. I'm going to cover, and I took 1,000 shares at 7.53, covered at 7.19 for a really nice win.
Until it breaks over 350, it's still just kind of in range of the previous day. So it needs to really break over 350 in order to feel like it's really being aggressive.
All right, I'm short some
stuff in here
NEAT here.
In range.
Chat rooms are selling it, and Bitcoin is down, and Riot is pushing down as well. So I'm gonna see if it
the 100 million share
drops
before it is split. I'd probably take a starter at 3 and then add at 310, sell at 315, 320 if it holds up.
All right, I covered my NETE short at 7.19. So this next play was Facebook, and this is where I made most of my money today on this one trade. What I liked about it, first off, okay, we had the spike out of the open, and then just kind of sold off, broke the VWAP, sold off. And then we had this price action. So we had this drop here, and then we had this pop, which is basically 100% retracement from the drop. So it dropped down and came back up. So that's telling me that maybe there's buyers here, and it reclaimed this 177 level. And I'll put a little line here so we can kind of just know that's 177, right? So it reclaimed this 177 level. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, okay, we had a drop and it popped 100% back from this drop, which is, you can kind of see it's different than this one, right? So this one had this drop, slight pop, which is nowhere near the amount of this drop, right? Slight pop, and then it continued down. All right. then we had, you know, a consolidation phase, but then the pop happened. When the pop happened, it was basically 100% retracement from the drop. That's a bullish sign. It's telling me it's one in reverse. So it breaks 177, curls back up, coming back down, and I'm thinking, all right, if 177 looks like it's going to hold, and this is the same exact play I did on Facebook yesterday, slightly different, but I'm thinking this whole dollar level, this 177 holds, I'm going to go long, thinking that we're going to move back up towards the VWAP. That's exactly what happened. You'll watch it on the L2 when I show you live, that it taps this 177 level. I go long, and my stop loss is going to be 177. If 177 breaks, I'm out. I go long at 177.11. So I'm risking 11 cents or $110 with the potential to have a pretty big upswing here. And again, the whole reason why it told me this was reversing was this little setup right here. You know, we had this sell off, consolidate, sell off, and consolidate, and then pop. And this pop was basically 100% retracement from the last sell off. You know, it's very different than the first one. This is the first sell off consolidation, and then this is the second sell off consolidation, or I should say sell off consolidation pop, sell off consolidation pop. This one is different than this one. All right, so it's telling me that the sellers didn't continue down. It reversing. It's looking to reverse, and that's exactly what happened here. So I go long. I get the pop that I wanted. It goes over 178, and I was really hoping VWAP would break and it would just start ripping high a day and just make me a ton of money. It couldn't hold 178, and you'll see that when I run the level 2. And when it looked like 178 was going to break, I bailed on it and made about 79 cents on 1,000 shares, $790.
U.S. Defense Secretary
Sold
says
the
Australian
SPM at
report on
95.
possible U.S. strikes on
Just
Iran is complete fiction.
Fell with you on that, I guess.
Long
I gave
Facebook.
it a chance to break over 3, and then I was like, no.
177.11. Stop loss will be
Get out.
177.
And then look at that drop to 80. So, yeah. SSLJ. Kind of thinking on this one, it might have a chance as it gets a little higher here. Current high a day is 36. The $0.50 where I'm really interested.
Trump says trade
So
deals will
over
make
36
economic
would be a
growth even
scalp on
stronger.
the stock. See, here's the thing. Now it's going to get halted. You
Says
can
we're
see
going
how
to
it's
go a lot
trading.
higher than the 4.1%
So,
GDP
I'm not in it.
number.
I tried to get in just there at 33, but I didn't get filled. I don't know. I don't know how much it's really going to go up, but
Sold 177.90. So this next play was FORD. This one was just a little unfortunate. It hits my high day scanner, which I'm excited about because there wasn't much at this time hitting the high day Momo scanner. And I immediately flipped to it. It's a name I'm familiar with. It's popped recently. Nice move here from $1.50 to $2.75. Low float, 9 million share float, or shares outstanding. So I know it can move, right? And what happens is I go long, trying to get in early. I know it hasn't moved much. I mean, it's only up about, I want to say 10 cents from where I got in. So I know I'm getting in early. And as soon as I bought, and I see a nice buyer on the bid side at $2, what I didn't see is and you'll see it when I run the clip, on the sell side at $2.10, there was 170,000 share seller there. I didn't see that. I missed it. I bought. I had my finger on the sell button. I'm like, oh gosh, if I would have seen that, I would have never taken the trade. It was just unfortunate. And so I was just kind of giving it a second, seeing if for some reason, by some miracle, it could crack that 210. it couldn't. And as it was coming back down to $2, there was a seller or a buyer at $2, 15,000 shares, and just volume was starting to sell, and I just wanted to get out because I didn't want to get flushed out, break of the whole dollar. So I ended up stopping out for -5 on 3,000 shares.
Thing that we know is that generally when stocks halt going up, they open higher. So I would keep this one on watch.
AGN, Allergan,
Long Ford
Hearing Good says that
206.
Carl Icahn may be ready for a large activist stake in Allergan. That's Alpha Golf November.
FORD. Big seller at 210, so I'll be probably getting out of this soon.
So when I look on the level 2 and I see a seller that big, you can see it right there. Leave it alone. Stock doesn't have enough volume anyways.
All right, I'm out. $2 even.
GSK,
Didn't see that buyer
GlaxoSmithKline
or
says
seller. I'm
CHMP
sorry.
recommended.
So this next trade was HYRE. This one is a recent IPO stock that, for some reason, just way oversold. And a lot of times recently, these stocks go crazy oversold and have these massive bounces, and they go way above their opening price when they were IPO. So this one I wasn't even aware of, and this is another reason why I subscribe to these chat rooms. This is one that Jason Bond alerted. Wasn't even aware of it. He goes long right here. I think he got in at like 347 or something like that. I quickly go over here. I take a look at it. I like what I see. This huge selling, oversold, and then this candle from yesterday. It's just setting up for a nice bounce. And I was thinking maybe we get a $4 move out of this. $3.50 to $4. So I get over here. I go long, looking for $4 out of this. And the price action was just really weird, and it was kind of unsettling to me. I don't know if it was just because of the market or whatnot, but some buyers came in, and then it sold off like pretty heavily, and then it just kind of grinded its way up. And I'm thinking to myself, okay, this isn't like a really strong move for such a low float stock. I just need to get out of this, since I was so heavily down on it. I'm green now. I just don't go red. That's one of my rules of thumb. So if it looks like it's going to curl back down, I'm going to start selling and get out, and that's what I did. I got in at 357, and I still started selling 1,000 share lots. Basically 2,000 shares at 361, 362, and then the rest was 355. So not a great winner, and as you can kind of see, this is where I was selling inside these two candles, and this is where it just kind of fell apart again, and that's not something I typically like. I don't know if they're still in the trade or not, but it wasn't acting weird, but I got uncomfortable. I'm a terrible swing trader. I still like the chart. I think it could bounce, especially up to the 20-day moving average at the very least, maybe 414 area, but I don't know. It just rubbed me the wrong way, so I got out for a small profit. There is news on DYSL.
On the scanners, as you can see, 12 million share float.
I'm long HYRE chat room pump.
I'm gonna watch it back over the $0.50 on a 1 minute micro pullback. Got about a minute to resumption on TNXP. So TNXP, I'd like to see it open and keep squeezing up. That's obviously what you want to see as someone who's holding the stock. We'll see what it does. If it opens and starts to drop like SSLJ, then I'll take profit, but I'll give it a second to see if it surges up. If it keeps surging out of the halt, just squeezing up, then, I might add and set a target closer to $2. So resumption about 7 seconds away if it's a 5-minute halt. Watching the area. Okay, so there's 50, so watch to see if it breaks above 50. So So watch for a break over the $0.50. So right now is the dip. Now it's got to surge up. I'm watching this here to add for the break of the $0.50. Just added at 46, anticipating the break of $1.50 and continue momentum. Watching closely.
Sold the
Once we
third
break
at
the $0.50.
362.
So there's 53.
Sold more at 361.
Okay, good. Let's see what it does now. My stop is 37, which is my
Sold the
average
rest
cost.
355. So this next play was kind of just a interesting little pattern I was watching on Facebook. If you can kind of see here, we had it tapped the VWAP twice, failed, it came down, made a low, popped back up, made a higher low, meaning this low right here was higher than this one right here. Popped back up, made another higher low. So this low was higher than this low, which is higher than this low. So 3 back to back to back. So I'm thinking to myself, okay, it's stair stepping up here. This is a good sign. Maybe I can get in for an entry for the break of 178 using this little stair step pattern that it's doing. Maybe that we break the VWAP and it goes. So I go long looking for this stair step at 10:06, right? So right here, going candle, looking for that candle over candle, which was my entry. We set in a low. Now we're bouncing, going candle over candle, pops up, and inside this candle I sell for about a 6-cent win. I was hoping for 170, being this close to 178. I was thinking 178 needs to break. I'm not holding this to see if it would set in another higher low, which it ended up doing right here, and then it bounced through 178 and went to a high of 178.32 before testing the VWAP, failing it, and selling off. I think it's collapsed ever since then. Yeah. But just that little recognition of these stair step ups on a stock that's kind of coming up to the VWAP. I was thinking we'd break the VWAP when I got in it and it would take off, but it didn't happen. I still came out with about $70 on the trade. I'm long at 177.86.
HMNY is so bad. They did a reverse split, it's already back at $4. And that stock is just getting hammered so badly.
And I'm out 177.91. Thought I was going to pull back one more time, and then it just blasted up. And that's how I ended the morning, up $1,069. Like I did say, I did close out that CHKE trade, and I do currently have a trade open that I'll probably lose about $50 on. So I'll probably finish the day up around $1,000 or $950, something like that. So either way, a good Friday for sure. Glad to be green. If you have any questions on my trading style, please come into my free chat room. It's that Discord link in the bottom of this video if you're watching on YouTube. Other than that, I'll see you in the next video.